You got enough room over there, Shmira?
Yep.
Cool.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the On Blast podcast. I'm Anthony.
I don't like it. You said you're Anthony.
I know.
Take 4,000. And
speaking of takes, did you see the retakes of Borat?
No.
You gotta watch them.
What's up, guys? I'm Anthony, your host.
And I'm Average Joe Ira.
And we are here filming episode 16 of the On Blast podcast. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I think there's a notifications bell. Make sure you hit that too so you get notifications. And then follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You already know the handle. We're not even going to go there.
Okay.
We're going to give them the opportunity to be like self-sufficient. Right? So, like, you guys might have to go in other episodes and find it. And we're obviously on...
Instagram and Facebook?
No.
TikTok,
which is Ira's
OB Podcast.
Ira's favorite on TikTok. Why do you love TikTok? What is it about it?
It's so soothing. Like, you can just channel everything that's out here and see the stupidity right here, and just when something's not your interest, flick up. Keep flicking until you find something that's interesting for 30 seconds, and then it goes away, and then you go keep doing it again.
So what's like the number one thing that comes up on your For You page?
Ferrets.
Seriously?
Yeah, Meek's ferret mod.
I think a person's For You page says a lot about them, which the ferrets are obviously accurate.
Yeah. I mean, most of my stuff is either bodybuilders, bodybuilding humor, ferrets, stupid cats. I especially like the big Billy cat.
The big Billy cat? What is that?
That's literally what he says.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I feel like I'm in a fucking cartoon when I talk to you anymore.
So everybody, Anthony's a little under the weather today.
I'm not.
He's trying to push it through.
I'm not a little under the weather.
Okay, look, I'm just trying to downplay it a little bit.
I'm fucking sick. I don't know why I'm sick. I got the COVID shot last week, and
we know why you're sick.
I got my second vaccine, right, which everyone said would be pretty shitty. And I was definitely sick for a day or two after. I felt pretty shitty, and then the week kind of got away from me. And I went out Saturday night and I did a little partying on I did a little partying on Saturday. Maybe we'll add a clip.
He did
in
some
there.
Jersey Shore partying and fist pumping.
I said that to Will. I said, Will, I've been out fist pumping and you're calling me, harassing me about, X, Y, and Z. I said, dude, I'm still fried from Saturday and we're on fucking Wednesday here.
And you think it's Monday?
I'm still recuperating. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucked three different ways from the weekend. I'm screwed. I can't breathe. I can't taste. I literally can't. I've got Vicks on my nose and cannot smell it.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm out of it, man.
Dude, Vicks.
Yeah.
Don't ever bring me around Vicks or Bengay. Like, it makes me very angry. Like,
Bengay?
Homicidal angry.
Bengay? I would lather my body with Bengay if I could.
Wait, didn't you come to work with Bengay that one time and I got really friggin' pissed? And you were like, dude, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
You know I don't mess around.
Please do not put it on.
I love my Bengay. Just so everyone knows.
Shameless plug. We need a sponsor. Bengay.
Bengay. If you're in pain, Bengay it away. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I used to put that shit all over after a fucking workout,
We do not own the rights for Bengay.
No, we don't. Don't sue us. I get a call. Hey, we're suing you.
Yeah.
Fuck, our podcast is done. I'm sorry, I have to blow my nose.
On his white shirt.
When you're under the weather,
everything is a napkin.
No, well, everything definitely is a napkin, especially when it's spewing from your goddamn face. But find a good cotton shirt.
Oh yeah, no, like look, I'm not even knocking it because I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like a cushion. It doesn't break through.
Yeah, it's not as
But
harsh.
also, it's like really easy on your nose. Like fucking Kleenexes, dude. like after a few of them, your face is so dried out.
Dude, I blew my nose in Wawa, which is why I walked away. I walked into the fucking bathroom, and I was like scrambling. It was literally dripping out of my nose, and that was like blowing my nose into, honestly, sandpaper. It was brutal. It hurt.
I remember one time I drank this one pre-workout. I don't know what the hell was in it, but I mean, my nose just started. Like I
think I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, I was like zooming. Like I was like, I mean, it was some freaking super strong pre-workout.
Yeah.
And that, but I mean, it had my nose just running like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the hell was in it. Like, I can't remember what pre-workout it was. Like, it was some off-brand shit.
Yeah, dude, my nose is... I mean, not just my nose. I think everything is messed up right now. My body is not happy at all.
Well, I mean, you're clearly not 100%.
No.
Like, I mean, you're definitely lopsided when you're walking a little bit. Your equilibrium's all messed up because it's fucking pressure in one ear and all that shit. So I know how that is.
Oh, yeah. No, I only ever got sick once a year. You know it. We've talked about it before on the podcast. I only got sick once a year. It was the worst week of my life, and it passed. But, dude, I've been sick. I think this is my third time. And I'm honestly not sure if it was from the second vaccine shot or out all night fist pumping. I don't know.
Be a combination.
And I don't go out often, but man.
See, now we're speaking of sick. It's fucking weird. Because you remember last year when I was in New York and I was really sick. I was sick for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was sick for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you were rough.
But here's the fucked up part. Like, because I did the timeline.
Yeah.
Because it came up on my feed. It was the same fucking weeks when I got COVID this year.
That's weird, man.
Like,
that's the same thing with my colds.
It was like, I mean, obviously I had COVID 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And that, well, like, it started at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, almost on the day. It was weird. Like, and because Jess brought it up to me, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, nah, I was in disagreement. And then I'm, going back through like, some of my timelines and stuff, and I'm lining them up, and I'm like, holy shit, like they really lined up to the day.
Fucking weird how that works, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was sick in New York, like.
Oh man, you guys.
My body was failing me too. Like I remember, I stepped off the ladder, and my calf ended up like getting like sprained. I don't know how you sprain a calf muscle.
Ira was going through some shit back when he worked in Manhattan. He was this big high roller hot shot, and he was struggling getting through the day. Did I see you one of those days with Will? Did you have a visit or something?
No, you guys had to come to the store. You guys came to the store, did a little visit, and that.
You were sick, right? You were having a bad fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a bad day. I mean, my staff had me pissed off, and on top of it, like I just had a fever, and I just was.
The whole day was just.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it wasn't just the whole day. It was like those couple of weeks. But like when you guys came to see me, it was like at its peak.
Yeah.
And I mean, walking 2 miles from Penn Station, over on the Broadway where I was at, and then having to walk back again at night, like 10 o'clock at fucking night. And then sit on a fucking 2-hour train ride, go home, go to sleep for 3 hours, wake up and do it again. Like, I had no recovery.
Why'd you take the position in New York? Big picture. Big picture, why did you take it? Not to advance or anything like that. Big picture.
Well, I mean, I looked at it like this. Like, in the business we were in.
No right or wrong answer.
Yeah, I mean, the business we were in, that was like the NFL. Going from college football to the NFL.
College football is really good, though.
Oh, no, like...
I like college football more than the NFL.
A lot of people do.
They play with heart.
Well, they hit hard.
Because they want to make it to the NFL.
Exactly. And that's how I was looking at it. Like, where we were, it was like college football, and I had an opportunity presented.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at it, all right, well, I mean, big picture, just from a store level, it's like it's like 5 steps higher. Like I wanted high volume. I wanted to see a lot of customers and people.
What did it do for like your ego though? Did it do?
Oh, dude, it inflated my ego in such a way because.
Oh yeah.
Because like, dude, when I went out there and I was just crushing it, doing what I do normally.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing it like mega times because I have more opportunity. So like the higher I kept going, it was like, all right, how high can I keep going?
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, pretty much. And like also the other side of it though is just the atmosphere of New York City. Like, it was the whole experience. It wasn't even just about a store or a business.
Well, that's why I'm saying like bigger picture,
right?
because
just
New York
walking
City was
from my store to Penn Station. I saw David Allen Greer. I saw Stephen King.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons. I saw him.
Yeah.
He didn't even know where he was.
Dude, Russell Simmons probably the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to hang out and become friends with Eve Miner.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I've met quite a few famous people, but at the same time, like, just the experiences I have with people, like, you know me. I mean, anybody that knows me, I love, just talking with people, just, picking their brains, getting my brain picked, just having a good time. Like, that's life, experience is life.
You are naturally curious about people.
Well, I mean, dude, like,
you want to know.
When you're trapped in a fucking box with nowhere to go and you're around the same fucking negative people all day long, and you're released from that box, and now you put them in a big city, and it's just an endless sea of different types of characters and people. Like, the people that used to come in that didn't even speak any English, I would pull out the translator and just keep trying to talk to them. And they're looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy?
I loved New York City. Loved
Dude,
New
we
York
had
City.
so much fun over at Port Authority.
Oh, running Port Authority.
Remember the lady pushing the chair back and forth?
Oh, yeah.
Up and down the terminal?
Walking, it was like going into the abyss. I remember the first day getting there. Yeah, and I kind of knew what to expect, we didn't really know what to expect with you. We knew it would be a lot, but everyone just kind of assumed I had it like that, and I was ready, and, everyone had me on this fucking pedestal, right? And I showed up, dude, and I was like a deer in headlights. I came up the fucking escalator in Port Authority, and I was lost. I stood there, and I was like, holy shit.
Do you remember my first time when I was trying to find Port Authority, and I got lost in New York City from the GPS, and I had a freaking panic attack?
Oh, man, you imploded, and here I am. I'm like a hotshot. I've been in the city now for, like, what, a month? I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. I know everything. I'm like, yeah, Ira, just find it. You'll be all right.
And here I am freaking out, panicking.
Literally self-destructing. There's 10 million people around him, and he is fucking self-destructing.
I found you guys, though.
And, you gotta challenge yourself in life, Ira. I mean, what if I held your hand, You still made it. All the better.
Yeah.
You used your 2 cents, and you fucking did it.
And you want to know what really, soothed my panic attack the most? Because because I was on the whole other end of Port Authority, completely other side, like nowhere near where you were at, and I was walking down the terminal, and I hear my name being called, and I'm like, and I'm not hearing Ira, I'm hearing James, and I'm just like, and I look over, it's one of my best friend's wife. She works in the city, and she was actually she takes the bus into Port Authority every day to go to work.
No shit.
And so she was coming down the escalator, and just from talking to her, she saw I was freaking out. And she calmed me down and all that, and just...
Did that, ground you, immediately?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it was the familiar face. I was just freaking out because it was just... I wasn't prepared to be so surrounded by so many people. It was almost like claustrophobic. And I'm not a claustrophobic type of person. And that was also freaking me out even more because something new is happening to me, and I know what's happening, but at the same time, I don't.
I need a hat. This shit is in my face.
The dream hat.
The dream hat, baby. Courtesy of Whiteboard Worthy. We just got the new one in. It actually has the proper tag on it.
When do I get one?
When do you get one?
When do I earn one?
Well, you've already earned one in my eyes. I don't know if you'll get it, but you definitely earned it.
Oh, Doyle Rules.
Oh, Doyle Rules. What's that from? Is that,
Fuck, Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. Doyle Rules. Fucking idiot. That is good. I don't know how I fucking remember that.
I'm actually surprised you did.
How the fuck did you even reference it?
I don't even know.
How long did
this
I
is what's fucked up about me. I have these references that just come out at random times.
I love random references, though. Those are the best, dude.
I drive Jess crazy because I do movie references all the time, and she's just completely lost. I don't fucking get it. I'm like, damn it.
Out of all things you could have said, that's what fucking slid off your fucking tongue.
Well, I mean, it's always a fresh experience.
I'm sorry to be disgusting.
Watch, the Mucinex commercial? This is not a plug. So, You know that little booger. That, like,
Mucinex, don't sue us too. We already have Ben Gay that probably wants us.
You know the booger that like makes the
dances around and
that's
fucking
what's coming out.
Well,
you're like, yeah, man.
For anyone that doesn't know, I am extremely. What is the word? I'm not
germophobic.
Yeah, I am extremely not with the germ thing.
Yeah, no, you're not.
It grosses me out. I used to fucking carry rubbing alcohol with me everywhere.
Oh, dude, you and your fucking green rubbing alcohol that was expired by like a year.
Oh, but that shit was great. I always carried rubbing alcohol.
You had 4 bottles with you, 2 in each pocket.
I had to cut it out. It got bad. I was like a minute away from like drinking the shit. I was really, I was like, I would rub it all over me, and if someone would touch me, I'd go like soak my body in rubbing alcohol. And somebody said something to me one day, and I was like, maybe
I got some rubbing alcohol.
Well, no, I was like, maybe I do have a problem. So I stopped with the rubbing alcohol, but
well, I mean, your answer to it was I bought like 30 bottles of it, so I gotta use it.
Well, that was right before COVID, and I had to use it. I still got that shit floating around now.
Seriously?
Oh yeah,
I figured it would have been outgone by now.
No,
the way you were going through it.
Well, it was that weak shit. I bought more, the good stuff. You know, the fucking really good stuff, burn your skin type of shit. Not the 30% volume. You might kill a germ. You might not kill a germ.
Yeah. I still have my vape juice, fucking the vape bottle, rubbing alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol. The hand sanitizer. I remember when I was in Staten Island with Will. Yeah. And I was like, Will, put your hands out. He's like, he's like, why are you pouring vape juice in my hand? I'm like, it's not vape juice. He starts going like, this is like his hand sanitizer. I'm like, yeah. He's like, why'd you put it in the vape?
That's actually pretty good.
I didn't do it. I ordered a bunch of vape juice.
Yeah.
And they gave me a free hand sanitizer. And so it's like a bottle of vape juice with a squeezy.
It's amazing what companies do to give that.
I mean, that was a free promotional gift.
To add that little sentiment.
Then they started giving out masks.
And I spent a lot of time thinking about Whiteboard Worthy and how to do that with Whiteboard Worthy.
Well, free marketing.
Well, how are we gonna make it personal for our customer? You know, and I look at a lot of these brands. It's small, but they gave you fucking hand sanitizer. That's
dude, and we know I like giving out free shit.
And you remembered it.
Yeah, I mean, even with GNC, I give out, I get all types of free sample products from so many vendors. I love giving that stuff out.
Well, we have been considering. I probably shouldn't say it, but I don't really care.
But you are the owner.
Yeah, I can say what I want. But I just told Nina this. I said, Nina, I try not to share my best ideas because people pick up on them and they know they're good and they take them.
Well, you got a hitman on your side, so.
Well, yeah, you're right. Anyway, I'm thinking of an ambassador program. Yeah. Turns out it's a great idea and it's a great way to really get out there. When you're a new business, you have to be able to conquer. You really have to be able to conquer what cold traffic is in front of you, especially when you're just digital. But you also, you have to figure out what is it gonna, what is your niche, and how are you really, what's your target market. So I really like the idea of an ambassador program, and Whiteboard Worthy is all about self-care, mental health, connecting on a deeper level, not just fucking, hey, how are you? Those weird conversations you have with people. It's like, oh, I haven't seen you in 20 years. How you been? You don't care how I've been. Don't ask me. I'm talking beneath the surface conversations, deep. It's all about those really important values in life. So it's all about self-care. So I'm like, oh, our ambassadors could be our self-care advocates. And dude, I struck fucking gold with that. I don't care if someone takes it or not. I think it's a great idea.
It's without giving out too much information on Whiteboard Worthy, but some of the messages or even illustrations, they can randomly pop up in places by our ambassadors.
Yeah.
And it's art. Art imitating life or life imitating art. But at the same time, it doesn't need a gigantic message, because the illustration itself says it all, or that one quote, or that.
It's funny you mentioned that. When we were going through the design process, which was lengthy, took months to design these products and pieces. I remember saying specifically to Nina, I want our designs to have meaning.
Yeah.
I'm not a very abstract, artsy person, right? I'm just not. I'm very simplistic.
Is Nina abstract?
Yeah, Nina's incredible. Nina's absolutely incredible. I mean, I can't.
So when you two come together in the middle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, fucking powers that may be, brother. They fucking pop up, and man, let me tell you, some incredible things happen. But she's incredibly talented, and I remember saying to her, like, I want there to be meaning, because I could have taken Whiteboard Worthy and put it on a fucking shirt, and boom, I'm a brand just like anyone else. Right? You see it everywhere. We drop it. Let's look. What's the name of this brand?
This isn't the brand. This is like.
I'm just curious.
Well, the brand is Steel.
Steel.
And this is their Alpha line shirt. Okay,
great example. I don't know if Alpha stands for something, but it's just
one of their products.
It's just a great example. Performix. What they do? Performix is a gigantic, great company.
Yeah, they are.
All that's on the fucking sweatpants is Performix. How? We didn't want to do that. We just didn't. You know, it was something I was clear about. I wanted our images, our illustrations, everything to have something more to them than just the words. And some of it's
poetic.
Yes, it is very...
It's art, poetic, but also self-care. Mental health awareness. Like, there's so many brackets you can fit in.
Oh, it's very deep.
But that's... And if you had to put it in one word, deep.
Yeah, it's deep. It is some deep shit. I didn't even anticipate getting to this point of the conversation today.
I mean, look, we're just rolling with it, the razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle. I say razzle-dazzle to fucking Ira one time, and all of a sudden he's abusing my word.
Oh, look, it's being abused at home, because I said it to Jess, and now everything's
You're using it without my knowing now?
Alright, so, this is in reference to, so what was the episode about when I came home? And I was like, well, it was all razzle-dazzle.
Well, I said to Ira, I want some razzle dazzle. So I don't really know what the fuck I meant by that, but I just wanted.
I didn't either.
I don't know. I said it to someone on the phone today. I have the ideas. It's just hard to get them out there. I do struggle with essentially portraying what I'm getting at sometimes. Razzle dazzle just seemed to fucking be one of those days.
You know, that's gonna end up coming on to one of the shirts too. Razzle-dazzle.
Maybe it will. Maybe it already has.
I might have to rename one of my ferrets Razzle and the other one Dazzle.
Ooh. I don't know how you keep track though. Which one's Dazzle? Which one's Razzle? Which one's
dude,
Razzle,
like,
which
look.
one's Dazzle?
I do a better job at recognizing which one of the ferrets is which.
Yeah.
Because like a couple of them look very similar to each other, or when they're running away or doing what they do.
Well, that's my point. How do you keep track of them?
Like, you see, here's the thing. It's like knowing your kids. Like, to me,
I don't have kids, so I don't know what that feels like.
So, most parents, okay, if they have twins or triplets, they know exactly how to tell each one apart from their mannerisms, how they carry themselves.
I've heard that, yeah.
Same thing with my ferrets. Like, I could be blind, and I know which one's waking me up, licking me, just by the way they lick me. Or how they're sitting on my chest, or pouncing and bouncing, or trying to gnaw my toe. Like, I got one that specifically goes for the feet. Like, that's her way of showing love. She just doesn't recognize or realize that she's biting really fucking hard.
One of the many gifts of fatherhood, in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah, I either have 8 kids or 8 ferrets, depending on how you look at it.
Love is love in my book, brother. We wanted to talk about self-worth today.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna get there.
I think we've covered it kind of, like going into the city and things like that, and Whiteboard Worthy definitely.
Yeah.
Whiteboard Worthy. I mean, I mentioned to Ira. I said I wanted to talk about self-worth. I don't know that I had any specific story about it, but it kept coming to the surface in the last week, and I talked to a lot of people. This is probably the only specific thing I had on it. I talked to a lot of people this week that I won't name names, but they don't realize how valuable they are.
I was just about to go there.
They have, I cannot make sense of it. These are some of the most incredibly talented individuals, and they are A, undervalued, But B, which fucking absolutely kills me, they undervalue themselves.
Can I stop you there on that one?
Go ahead, because that was gonna go off.
So, I mean, and the thing is like, why would somebody undervalue themselves?
That's what I ask. That's what I ask.
But,
And I've asked these people.
and I was actually thinking about that, you know, when we were talking about, you know, what we would like to dig into.
Yeah.
And, you know, one very common theme is that there are people, businesses, relationships that know the worth.
Yeah.
But they don't want you to recognize that. And so they'll turn.
Why? Why don't they want you? Why don't they? I cannot imagine being in a relationship and not wanting, let's say, my best friend. It doesn't even have to be romantic,
right.
But let's say my best friend. I want my best friend to feel the greatest because that helps me when you feel fucking great. If you feel like shit and I just like kind of feed into that, I'm like, well, you know, you keep fucking up your life, man. You suck.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, you know, in toxic relationships or even toxic people.
Or toxic work environments.
Exactly.
Or toxic parents. Or toxic environments in general.
And they basically see the worth, but they want to keep you here at that level because they're basically getting something out of your worth.
Are they like validating themselves through like keeping you down here?
Some can be.
Or are they doing?
Or they could be using the person for their worth.
Is it unintentional?
And it can be unintentional also because there are a lot of people that are unaware of mannerisms that they have. There are businesses that, you know, have flawed methods in a way where they're so archaic that they haven't caught up with the times where, you know, they can have some of the best people, but like just such archaic methods, you know,
unintentionally
keep them
hurts
at where they're at.
Yeah.
And doesn't give them any way to really advance.
I was just speaking with somebody about it today. I think I talked to like 20 people today. I was done. I was totally done. By the time I spoke with you last, before you know, we started the episode, and you got here and whatnot, I was done. I talked to so many people, and I was just talking about this same thing with somebody. Businesses undervaluing employees, which is like so fucking common, you know. It's one thing I know I would never do with whiteboard working. I know exactly what I would not ever do and what I would do with my own business. That's why I started my business, because there's certain things I firmly believe in, you know, and valuing people professionally and personally is going to pay dividends like you would not fucking believe.
But a lot of businesses will value people when they see their value. One, because they're forced within a budget.
Well, that's
and if
that's
you
the
exceed
reality
their
of
budget, you know, what are they going to do with you?
Whether it be intentional or unintentional,
Right.
I was really concerned after talking to a couple people, and I'm not like putting them necessarily on blast because I
It's
get
pretty crazy how many people really don't see what they're really worth.
and it happens to me sometimes too.
I mean, look, I'm one of them. Like,
Yeah,
I'm you know, little by little recognizing more and more my worth. One thing is, and I am very, very conscious of not allowing the notion of knowing my worth to become, you know, egotistical.
Yeah,
so therefore I become an asshole.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say that, like keeping yourself in check. You know, you have to keep yourself in check, but it's hard, man, because when does confidence become arrogance? You know,
and that's a fine line too. There's a fine line.
It's tough. You're always just kind of balancing, like, you know. But I'm seeing it more so, and I hate it. I hate how much I've seen it this week, Ira. So many people do not believe in themselves. They don't know how valuable they are, and I don't know. I think it is absolutely crazy, and I feel for these people because. You have to take a hard look in the mirror. I know it's easy to be hard on yourself. I am the hardest son of a bitch on myself. I'm the first one to...
He's not lying.
I just told Ira before we started the video, I said I watch every podcast to critique myself. Not to enjoy the podcast, to critique myself. To see what I can do better. You have to, like, have some control of yourself, though. And again, keep yourself in check. Like, you know...
You've seen me. You've seen I've gotten a little out of control at times.
We all do, dude. We all do.
And,
It happens.
And the thing is, though, is that I was, blessed, but also grateful at the same time. I had you to remind me, your confidence is translating into arrogance. Like, you need to get in front of that because, the perception you're giving off, I know you, and I know that's not what, you are, but...
I remember this conversation.
I remember it very well, too, because it's stuck with me even to this day. I revert back to that when I'm feeling really cocky, but I also use it as...
That's power, man.
And I mean, I use it, I think back on it, like, more so I don't overstep my bounds, so I don't, strike somebody the wrong way. And I'm also conscious of how I project.
You're very in tune with yourself, and I think people that don't feel worthy of whether it be more pay in their paycheck or more love in their relationship, I think those same people are also very in touch with themselves. Because if they weren't in touch with themselves, they would think they're king shit. And they wouldn't know or be acutely aware that they are not worthy of, more money in the check or more love in the relationship. So, it's tough, but man, it drove me nuts this week. I've seen it with so many people.
This is like something that you can constantly keep going around in a circle.
Yeah.
Like it's never ending, like positive and negative. And I don't mean negative like in the bad way, but the negative like on the aspect of, the fact that not so many people feel that they're worthy. And that's a shitty feeling.
When I tell someone I'm proud of them, it's almost like they see a ghost.
Because they're not used to it.
Yeah, like, and that makes me feel bad, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I interpret love, right? I interpret love by the words I hear, and I want someone. Essentially, if someone's telling me they're proud of me, I'm like, whoa, I'm the man, baby. So that's how I give love. I give love the same way I would want to receive love. Okay, so I tell people. So. Yeah, I communicate it. People don't like to communicate, Ira.
I'm still getting used to that, and I don't think I'll ever get used to, just I don't want to say lack of communication, but just the disconnect of.
The lack there of any communication is always problematic.
I like eye contact, and people are freaked out by it, dude.
I know, you stare at me sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at me for?
I mean, you want the honest truth, I'm actually reading your lips.
I assume that much, being that you're deaf. Because whenever I'm not looking at Ira, he never fucking hears me. We're not going to get back into the deaf conversations. I'm sorry.
Damn.
But my point is, I feel for those fucking people, man. I don't know how to change it, but I can tell you one thing. When I talk to them, they feel better getting off the phone or seeing me, because I exploit that shit. I need to understand. These people, I'm like, why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like you don't deserve this? Why do you think you don't deserve this? Why do you feel X, Y, and Z? Because I want to understand. I need to understand, because it's so critical to know your self-worth, because I'm sorry, we live in a world that's going to fucking steamroll you if you don't know what your value is.
Yeah,
I hate
true.
to say it, it doesn't matter what part of life you're in.
And then the thing is, though, is with the times it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, you need
people
to...
are getting greedier and greedier, and that's a scary fucking thought, dude.
Dude, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
That statement has never been truer. It is incredible the way the world is going, and we are so desperate. So desperate. People are so desperate for true connection to feed this animal in them, man, which I think essentially is, what are they worth? They're seeking this deep connection to validate themselves in some way that they're worth something, when frankly, I'm fucking dying. You got me all wound up. Frankly, you don't need anyone to validate you. You don't.
You really don't.
You don't. I do it. I've been there.
And here's the thing.
That's how I know you don't need it.
Right. I mean, the thing is, a lot of times, though, we seek validation for connection. Not so much for the actual validation, but just to know that somebody recognized it.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I mean. You know, that's why I'm saying, like, we are at a point where we so desperately yearn a connection. We'll take any connection. Just a true connection. I don't even want to get into social media. That is such a fucking crapshoot.
Oh, man.
I mean, connection is... Someone wrote the other day, and I just want to dip into social media for a second and leave that conversation somewhere else. She wrote, social media has destroyed humanity or something.
Right.
Something along those lines. And I don't interact too much on social media because I share the memes. I think they're funny. That's like it.
Like the first step that comes to mind when I hear something like that, that's a skewed opinion because social media didn't do anything. It's the people behind the media that's doing it.
Well, I said humanity screwed humanity, essentially.
Exactly.
We have the choice to use social media or not, or whatever the case is, but we screwed ourselves. We screwed ourselves when we consciously said we don't want a real connection anymore. We want digital.
That's like,
and that's okay, but in moderation.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like when people like start banning guns and let's end the gun violence. Like it's like that old saying: guns don't kill people, people kill people. Like people want to blame the weapon, but it's really not the weapon or the tool. It's the craftsman or the gunman that's the one abusing it.
Look, we all have a brain. We all have to use it.
While many choose.
I was just having a conversation earlier with my mom about a certain somebody, and I said this certain somebody's old enough now to make a choice for themselves. Right? No more victim, no more my mommy won't do it, my daddy won't do it, yada yada yada. This person is old enough to overcome the problems that they have, if they want to.
Okay.
But again, this is another individual, has no idea how... It makes me sick how talented this person is. And how they're just fucking throwing it down the drain. It makes me physically sick because I believe in this person wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. I've ripped into him a couple times. Because you have to.
Right.
Not because I fucking felt like it, but I felt like, man, they need to come back to reality. Maybe I can help. But if what you're doing isn't helping, you have to assume you can't help, alright? You just can't help. They need to help themselves.
Yeah, I was just about to go in that direction.
Yeah, but they have no idea how to help themselves, and they are worth so much more than they realize, and that kills me, dude, that kills me. That kills me. I'm not, talented, I
mean, remember me when I first came out of prison?
Yeah.
I was just set on just getting a job, appeasing my parole,
yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't have any aspirations. I didn't feel like I could grow. I didn't feel like I could create anything, mainly because, the stigma of, being, a convicted felon, first-degree crimes and all that shit, that thought process inside kept me down here.
It's a fucking label, man.
Yeah.
Whether you got it from somebody or you put it on yourself, it's there, and you're very conscious of it.
And the thing is, though, is it's taken time and guidance to show me that, you can break that, but you've got to do it. I can't do it for you. They can't do it for you. It's got to come from you. But
yeah,
I was, lucky that I had, some really good people, including you. You first and foremost in the front line when it came on to the, the working environment of showing me my worth little by little each day as they went through. And I remember a lot of the conversations earlier on, where you would tell me, and it would almost be like you were beating me with the friggin' stapler, like, dude, you are worth so much more than you're giving yourself. And I remember when I first met Will, he recognized a lot of things that I didn't recognize in myself. I knew my characters, my character traits and everything, but he definitely, he flat out told me, he's like, one day you're going to be running this business.
So you think...
And I didn't take that and let it go to my head. I took the message for what it meant.
Yeah.
I see you for who you are, but I also know there's so much more you are capable of. You just need to see it yourself. Like, I was able to pick that out from that message.
So, they say your environment has, like, pretty much everything to do with how you go about your day, how you make decisions, your habits, everything, your environment. So if you're in a shit environment, things are going to go wrong and probably snowball and
well, that's if you allow them to.
Sure, again, a big control thing. If you're going to keep control of your life, they probably won't. And at least
there are some circumstances that are unavoidable because I've been in those positions.
Sure, but it sounds like you were able to kind of see what you were worth and valued by the people that were around you. Essentially, it helped you.
If you have a positive group of people around you that are lifting you up, but also teaching you things. Because keep in mind, I was learning everything for the first time again.
I know.
So
it was amazing
like
to watch.
Clay. It was multiple clay. It was like watching a kid go from a toddler to a teenager.
I know. It's so cool.
I'm like a little baby bird.
I know.
In your hand.
I know. One day I had to get the fuck out of here. You
Yeah,
gotta go somewhere
You're going
else.
to Strasbourg.
You gotta go somewhere else, dude. You can't stay here. We did what we could with you. You gotta go on your own now.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't answer the phone for like 3 weeks.
Go be frantic.
Well, that's because I had to.
I had to.
Because Carlos was my boss at that point.
I had to. I said, well, he won't stop calling. He won't stop calling me. I'm like, I need to let him be free.
And then Carlos
himself.
called you. Hey, dude.
Hey, man, why is he fucking calling me?
Me.
He keeps calling me. What is it? Can you call him? Tell him to stop calling me.
And Will wouldn't call me and tell
Nobody
me.
was calling
I had to
anybody.
get the call from Carlos.
Nobody knows what the fuck was going on. Business as usual, I would say.
Yeah. Dude, we were such a retarded, dysfunctional, happy family.
I say it all the time. Not just... Obviously, I'm not at GNC, so I'm not crazy about GNC. I appreciate GNC because you're at GNC. That's the only reason I still appreciate it. Because if it's important to you, it's important to me. Even if I hate it and it drives me nuts, it's important to you, so that's enough for me to care. But I say it about all my friends, all 5 of you.
That's all you really need.
You 5 are single-handedly the most fucked up individuals I know. Every single
one. You're not
mine. I just said to Nick the other day, I said, one day when I make it, right? I'm standing next to him in his truck. I said, Nick, one day when I make it, my first order of business is getting all my favorite 5 people together and having dinner together. I said, could you imagine the shit show that would be? That would be great.
Wait, was this when the truck had the flat tire?
Yes. Yes. And I think Nick made some kind of grunting sound and said, oh God, that should go over great. Something like that. But yeah, you 5 are easily the most incredible people. You're all fucked up. You guys are screwed up. But man, you guys believe in bringing people up. You guys believe in overcoming incredible things. You guys believe in improvising and persevering. And we're not sure what Will believes in yet, but we'll figure it out one day. I told him he should maybe make cartoons for a living, and then he joked about Yosemite Sam or some bullshit this morning. Yeah, I was like, if that doesn't solidify the cartoon idea, I don't know what does.
He believes in tacos.
Oh God. Like
everywhere we went, we would always get tacos one way or another. We're all the way up in Pennsylvania. He was like, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. Where do you want to go? I don't know. You pick. He's like, look, we're gonna go to Taco Bell if you ask me. So if you don't like Taco Bell, tell me now.
Yeah. But you guys are pretty amazing to have good people in my corner. On the days that I don't feel very worth it, I'll tell you, one of you 5 SOBs is right there to remind me that, Ant, it's worth it, you're worth it, you can do it. And I think that has a lot to do with recognizing what I'm worth, dude. I really do. Even if some days it's a one-way street and I'm taking a pep talk, and some days I'm giving the pep talk, It's one big fucked up little family that I have that mean the most to me, but, I can't stress it enough. Y'all got some fucking big hearts, man. Y'all some hard sons of a bitches, but I do appreciate how big a heart you guys all have, because it just helps. It helps me understand, you know.
Well, I mean, it strengthens your heart.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, you guys are incredible. It makes me want to be that incredible.
But the thing is, though, you already are.
Well, likewise, you guys are looking at me like I'm incredible,
Exactly.
and you want to be that incredible. I'm like, I don't feel very incredible today, but you're like, well, you are incredible, right? Just what you just fucking said. Yeah, it's like a
I mean, dude, for me alone, like, you've been such a friggin' inspiration aside of, like, the support. You know, you've been a boss, a best friend, a brother, you know. Dude, like, I can keep going down the list. But the main thing that always sticks with me is the bond that we've created, because we've experienced so much together in 3 years.
Oh, yeah. To think we have a whole lifetime ahead of us. Why waste time feeling sorry for ourselves when we have a whole lifetime ahead of us to feel like we're the shit?
I mean, just look at this. People seeing our dynamic, you know, like, that's gonna. I would hope that would inspire people to have those types of friend connections again.
It does. I know it does.
Especially everything everybody just went through all this separation and fucking isolation.
You know,
and I'm so grateful everything's lifting now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not going away, but you know, it's dissipating in a way where now we can actually start creating this normalcy again.
Yeah, we're getting back to a little bit of normal, and you know, I think we really need that, because our mental health during the pandemic it I don't even know, perished. It disappeared. Mental health was for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
But mental health was already
A thing.
a big problem. It just took the pandemic to really see, wow.
Well, the thing is, though, is it put people in a position now to have no choice but to recognize it.
You had to. You had to. You were home all goddamn day.
Yeah.
I mean, you had already drank all the wine. You had already fucking played with the dog.
Shit, liquor stores were delivering
You
to your house.
you already played every goddamn video game, got every tattoo you could have. You've already done it all. Now you just had to do the one thing you didn't. You had to look yourself in the fucking mirror, have a very vulnerable fucking outlook on what the hell you were looking at, this wretched son of a bitch ass in the fucking mirror, and you're like, man, I have to recognize what's going on. And a lot of people realize that, man, my mental health is fucking deteriorating.
I mean, dude, I recognized it. I mean, after a little bit, I had a few people like letting me know I was going off the rails. You know, not just my family, not just you.
Yeah.
You know, customers that I saw on a daily basis that got to know me.
I've seen the most strong-minded individuals that were suffering.
Yeah. And I mean, you could be the strongest person in the world. The thing is, though, is if you have this,
Yeah.
and like you can be super in touch with yourself.
Oh yeah.
But like you are not immune.
Yes. I
Like
agree.
nobody is immune. Like we have emotions, and if you constantly shove them and shove them and shove them into a corner, they build up, just like the boogers in your sinuses.
Well, just like the beast we were talking about prior to the podcast. What I say, Ira, we gotta feed the beast, otherwise the beast. We're gonna have an open vote. I think Ira should be an MMA fighter. I need answers.
Can we do a little voting box thingy on there?
Yeah, we can do a vote. Do you guys think Ira should get into MMA? He's got the fucking energy. The guy's jacked. He even looks like an MMA fighter. I need answers. We need answers right now. Do we put Ira into MMA? Your input doesn't matter, so don't even give it to me. And don't
Well,
talk.
at times it doesn't matter.
Don't talk about my boogers that are clogging up my face right now.
We're gonna name him Stan.
No. Someone got named Stan recently. I think it was The Big Bang Theory or something.
I stopped watching that a couple years back.
Why?
Well, I got.
Why
released
would
from
you?
prison.
Oh.
That's a great reason.
Awkward.
Dude, I like honestly, like it took
Awkward.
about 2 years for me to actually start like sitting down and watching shows. Like I could not sit still, man.
I know. Ira, you've come such a long way, dude. I don't think you realize it. If only I could get
No,
you.
I do realize it. I just don't let it go to my head.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to indulge yourself, dude. You have to. You absolutely have to. I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, don't get cocky yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. And then some days I'm like, I earned this.
Look, my indulgence, dude, is when I go on vacation in October. I'm so looking forward to this.
But you need to indulge yourself more than once every fucking 3 years.
Well, I mean, I've been indulging myself in bodybuilding. I'm having a great time with it. The thing is, though, is I've made another 2 really good friends in the process.
I'm very happy you made some friends.
And now I have some friends that I can go out and do double dates with and, do some other stuff.
I'm not that friend. I don't have someone to date with. By the way, dating is extremely bad right now.
I was making that a reference because, it's a husband and wife.
Yeah.
And, we're
I know.
3-way friends.
No, that's good. No, that's good. It's good to have friends. It's good to have a good social circle. I believe in the, 4 quarters instead of 100 pennies kind of thing.
Okay.
Always have.
Sometimes pennies are fun, even though they're.
No, I agree. I learned that over the weekend. This was actually what I wanted to talk about, but decided against it because the self-worth thing was overwhelming
4
me.
quarters over 100 pennies.
What?
4 quarters over 100 pennies. You lost me a little bit. Like you said, this is what I want to talk about.
Well, I wanted to talk about the pennies because you mentioned the pennies, right? And I'm referring to the pennies as people and friends.
Gotcha.
As in your social gatherings. I prefer 4 quarters over 100 pennies. And I wanted to talk about essentially the pennies, metaphorically people, but decided against it and talked about self-worth. But maybe the pennies for next week. And essentially what I was thinking with the pennies was giving people a chance. Because I got real close with a couple people over the last week or so, week or two, that never thought I'd be close with at all. I didn't dislike them.
Isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
When you look back on it?
I didn't dislike them. I didn't like them. I just didn't know them.
That's kind of how I ended up with my 2 new friends.
Yeah. We'll save that for next week, though. We'll touch on that. Where are we at with time?
I don't know where we started.
Me either. Whatever. I feel like hell.
The thing is I already know we went over.
It feels like we did.
No, we definitely did, and that's fine. Because you want to know what? It's making up for all the fuck-ups we had.
Yeah, we had a lot of... Our IT department had the fuck-ups.
Well,
we just had to roll with the punches.
We get stuck having to own it and wear it.
Yeah, well, we wear it, we own it, it's ours.
And we held accountability. We got rid of the IT department, hired a whole new IT department. Now they want more than we can give them, so we're going to find a way to give it to them.
By signing Ira up for MMA is how we're going to give it to him. X gon' give it to you.
Ah, god damn it! I literally just had that in my head and you just started singing it.
Well, the one day Nick says to me, I don't even think I can say it, dude. I can't even say no. Nick is got the biggest heart in the world. Motherfucker, poor X dies, right? And he looks at me and he goes, well, who's gonna give it to us now? I said, dude, you can't say that. That is fucking so bad. But God, it was funny.
Speaking of him, dude, his book is a great book.
He was a good person, man.
Despite the image he projected...
DMX is who we're talking about, by the way.
Earl Simmons.
Yeah.
Despite the image that was projected about him, because the main thing is what he rapped about, and then, his addiction. But the thing is, that freaking man, when you talk about a giant heart, somebody that, is so inspirational.
Yeah. Up until the minute he died, dude.
Yeah.
Until the minute he died.
Yeah.
He was the same week, it was maybe even the day before, he was on live, blessing everyone, God bless you, you can overcome anything, and he was obviously going through shit. But man,
dude, he's been going through shit since he was a kid.
Forever.
That man had a rough upbringing.
Well,
New York City is no easy place to live, especially when he grew up. Because he was in New York when it was still...
New York.
Yeah.
New York. We started the conversation with New York.
And we ended the conversation.
We ended the conversation with New York.
So X gonna give it to you.
Who gonna give it to us now? It's fucked up.
And that's in remembrance. That's not a
In
joke.
remembrance, not a bash against X. He was our man. Rest in peace, X. Ira, great episode, despite me feeling like hell. I feel like hell.
And the thing is, though, is this uplifted you because your whole demeanor, your whole attitude, everything.
Oh,
literally
yeah.
just went,
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, the podcast does something for me, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude. Look where my mindset was at before we started.
Yeah, it does
I
something
know you were a
for
little
me.
shaky, like.
I know. I said to Ira, we're gonna have a problem today on the episode. When really he should have probably been saying it to me. But yeah, the podcast does something truly wonderful for me, and I hope it does. I hope people gain their little bit of inspiration from it, and if no one got any inspiration from it, it inspires me, which is just really incredible.
So, any closing thoughts?
Know your worth. Definitely know your fucking worth.
Well, I mean, that's what my closing thought was, though. I was going to expand a little further because I had a feeling that's what you were going to say. You know,
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, is if you're not sure what you're worth, you know, get yourself a pad and a pen and start putting things down that you feel makes you valuable. You know, because once you start going down a list of the things that make you valuable, you'll start to see that the list is going to grow and grow and grow, and then you're going to realize, holy shit, that's a lot of. I'm worth a lot. I'm worth a lot more than I really realize, because if you focus on one thing and you forget about all the other things, you're really not recognizing that there's so much more to you than what you're looking at. And so once you have that list, that makes it very real, because
Yeah.
you can, I can guarantee you, if you just tap inside yourself and really deep dive about your value.
It's tough. It's not easy.
And then you take, you know, a list, a personal inventory, if you will. Like,
Matthew McConaughey said that recently in Green Lights. I didn't realize he said take inventory, and you say it all the time, and he said it, and I was like, paradigm. I live in a world of complete frequency.
So aside of knowing your worth, figure out your value, because then you'll figure out your worth.
It's a revolving door of trying to figure out what you are and what you aren't.
It's kind of like chasing a tail, but once you catch it,
Worth it.
well, I mean, Remy knows it's worth it.
Remy knows my puppy. Oh, my puppy. I love that fucking dog. Anyway, guys, that's a wrap. Until next week. This was a great episode. I'm going to go die on the couch now after drinking some NyQuil and see everybody tomorrow if I wake up.
Not if you'll wake up.
I'll wake
I'll be
up.
sure to it.
I got shit to do. I can't stay asleep too long.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow. I got interviews to conduct.
Till next time, guys. Give me some love. Always a pleasure.